Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey, well, it's been a little bit, fellows of YouTube and fellowettes. I don't know why you're all fellows now. Yeah, so we should probably, before we actually get into any of this shit, let's get out of it real quick. We should probably say what we've been. Well, let's just say that YouTube decided to put out some new policy here. In fact, you know, I don't even know why I didn't even bring it up. But let's try to see if I can find it, cause it's some bullshit. Let's figure it out here. Cause I normally would be doing my usual streams like I normally do, but unfortunately YouTube put out this new thing where you have to have like 1,000 subscribers to do mobile streaming. So obviously you could probably guess that that's well, nowhere near the ballpark for me. So I'm sort of fucked in limbo, and I'm attempting to figure out what to do about that. So I'm kind of like, just, you know, I don't know at this point, you know, just it's to the point where I debate on getting, you know, one of those what's it called? You know, getting like subscribers or some shit by like doing like a small fee or something like that, or doing like surveys or some shit. That's something I've been kind of looking into, because you know, I didn't plan on stopping doing these, and I didn't plan on like just I'm bored of it, I'm done. Like that was the total opposite. I want to keep doing these. So, you know, I'm trying to find ways to the best of my, you know, to the best of like what can be done about that. Though unfortunately YouTube wants to play dirty, so motherfuckers got to play dirty, don't they? Anyway, that's pretty much why I haven't been streaming at all, for those that do follow me and stuff. So I am on Periscope. I'll be able to put a link down to that below, so you can have an opportunity to at least still try to find me. So I'm doing stuff there, and that's kind of about it. I haven't gotten Twitch totally completely set up yet, but that'll probably be something in the near future too. But until then, I'll just keep doing these videos. This one will be kind of a long, like, hey, we're gonna, you know, talk about some subjects. But usually I just kind of do like a take on like a clip or two. But I'll do this as kind of like a little thing where we kind of talk about, well, what do we got going on here? 1, 2, 3 stories. I just got some 3 basic stories. Something about a Texan bill making it possible to put, you know, to put women to death for a dumb reason. And we got some just cool pictures to look at of some recent shit that happened. And, you know, on top of that, some very fascinating stuff to talk about on that, and the retail apocalypse. Because honestly, on that one, like, 2 of these are kind of philosophical, and the other one is like definitely policy oriented. So we'll keep going on with that, and that's better. Oh, I forgot. Whatever. I'll do that story some more time. There was one story I heard earlier today, but totally forgot to pull it up. But whatever. Anyway, before we do continue on though, as you can tell, I have this fat joint in my mouth. Unfortunately, I wish that joint was legitimately in my mouth, but unfortunately it's not. So I got a bong, and I'm about to smoke a fat bowl real quick. I got some Irish cream. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of in a mood to ramble, rant, and get angry about shit. I mean, I wouldn't say, I guess, get angry, but, you know, get passionate about, you know, like, how dare you, fuck you, here is my reasons why you suck, or something, I don't know. Where's my bong? I found my bong. It was behind me. Bag of bean, bag of boom. Okay, my little... You know, I've never noticed this. I think I'm the only one who does this. You know what? Here. Before I continue doing anything else, I'll pull up this scene here. There we go. Cool. We'll just leave that up. Just let you see a cool image of space. Because this will be the first thing we'll talk about. But one thing I've noticed is... No, I must be the only one, but whenever a smoke will hit, you know, do my thing, I always cap it. Which, you get this... If you watch my streams and stuff, you get the signature... You know, just like a slide it in, right? I have a little, it's actually a marijuana container that I broke the lid off of, like one of those plastic pill containers. I ripped the lid off of it, and I used it to basically kill any, like, you know, smoking and burningness that's happening, and it's pretty awesome. I get at least like an extra hit off of it, I would think, but I must be the only one who does this, because I have never seen any stoner or person who smokes marijuana. I've never seen anyone do that. So I must be like the only one. Am I the only one who does that? People should let me know. Because I'm actually genuinely somewhat curious about that. I really don't know if I'm the only one that, like, I must block the oxygen so it doesn't burn. Protect the THC. I don't know, but it must be something. Anyway. Well, while I'm doing this loading real quick, I might as well kind of talk about what that picture is that you're looking at. Well, that happens to be the Messier 87 galaxy, or M87. I'm pretty sure the full name of it is Messier 87. But, as you can tell, like, well, here, I'll just move it so it's my screen instead of the OBS thing. Oops, and I'm popping a bunch of random shit out. Get out of the way. So, we can see here, so right there is the center of the galaxy, M87, right there. This is that bright-ass dot. And, and then on one end, we're seeing this big blue, if I remember right, I think it's a particle charge of some sort. In fact, I should have made sure to have that information kind of accurately written down, but whatever. But it's what that is right there, and this is also the center of every galaxy. Is a black hole. Now, we've recently, or at least up until today, as of Tuesday of April 10th, have never had a picture of a black hole. Ever. Just ever. Period. We've only had different ideas as to what they could look like, what we might be able to perceive off of them. But that's not really the case anymore. In fact, I noticed earlier I sort of accidentally gave it away, but you know, right at the very start, I don't care. Because now, over the course of, I think, at least about 200 scientists studying this and working on this project over about 2 years, we have, over time, gotten, I think, about, 5 to some odd telescopes to create this image right here. And that right there, that's a black hole. That is the black hole of Messier 87, or M87. That picture right there. And all the way in the center mass of, well, I can't get any, I can't get closer than I can here. But at the center of that right there is this. And that black hole, put this into perspective. That black hole is larger than our solar system. Larger than our solar system. This black hole is massive. And it is, I mean, just this picture alone it's pretty fucking impressive. Because, like, here's what it, like, look, it looks like nothing, right? It really honestly looks very vague, very blurry, because here's what it, like, and the thing is, the reason why is because it's a very, 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 very small chunk of a bigger picture. And also, it's zoomed into a galaxy that's about 50-some million light years away, or 55 million light years away. I forgot the exact number, but quite a distance. And this is the result of it. And this all right here is, what we're seeing here is essentially the light that is looking, that's like pointed at us directly, like the photon lights that are expelled or orbited around the event horizon of this black hole are expanded outward. And these right here, all this brightness, the brighter it is, like the more directed it is towards our direction of view, like, you know, looking directly at you versus like, oh, I'm like kind of have my head arced at you slightly and I'm looking at you from a slight peripheral, you know what I mean? Like something like that. So that's what all that is. And it goes clockwise So it spins like this, and I can kind of even see it here. Like, it seems like it kind of like, you know, it will be like, here's a chunk of it that will kind of be going around, and at the same time it's like, you know, kind of doing these plumes that are kind of coming out from what it looks like. And I even kind of see it from these outwards right here. Like, it seems like, you know, kind of expulges out that way, kind of expulges out this way. There's a major one going that way. But this is very, like, I mean, this is impressive to me. I don't even really know what to say about it. I just found it very impressive, fascinating, and absolutely beautiful. It's a very simple thing and a very, well, nothing to really like see, but it's quite an amazing achievement when it comes to science. And to think that that picture is the black hole from the center of that, wow. And this right here is a result of the black hole. I forgot exactly what that is. I'm not a science geek. I love science. I mean, I'm a nerd about it, and I get all up and you know, ibby jibby about it. But you know, like, I'm not 100% on why this is there. But if I remember right, I was watching a video on it earlier, and they were saying that due to black holes having such intense magnetic fields, due to there pretty much being a well of gravity, you know, being just a dense ball of just mass, energy, and gravity, that with that electromagnetic field being so strong, causes these electronic pulses and particles to just launch itself thousands and thousands of light years outward. And this is what that is, essentially, is that being looked at. So this just absolutely fascinates me. You know what? I didn't even I love how I was like, hey, I'll pull this picture up and we'll just kind of let it sit there and just, you know, talk about it for a sec while I load the bowl. I haven't even touched my weed this entire conversation. I haven't touched it. I haven't got my Irish cream over here in the corner. I haven't, like, altered my consciousness at all for this. Love Irish cream. Sipping it so there's proof. Proof that I am intoxicating myself, you bloody cunts. Alright, well. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much for me to really say at this point about. But, man, it's so fascinating to me, you know? Like, this is so crazy. Like, to finally get a picture of a black hole is stunning. So stunning. And I love it. I mean, I can't wait until we eventually start getting a more complete picture of Sagittarius A, which is our black hole of the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And what will even be better and even more astonishing is the day we can start taking pictures of black holes and start and be able to get data of other black holes that are just traveling, that are rogue black holes, basically, that do travel around our universe, or at least in the galaxies and stuff. Because now that we 100% can confirm that black holes exist, then what's to say that roaming black holes don't exist? It's like the idea with rogue planets or rogue stars, where they have different orbital patterns, where they're just kind of launched out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and no one knows why it went that way, basically, type of thing. Or same with a star, or not stars, planets, where due to the gravity of a star and other things in the orbit of that star or whatever, a planet or a bodily object will be launched out of their solar system and into the cosmos. And that happens naturally. This does. And that's how, you know, hypothetically, we even got our moon. Not specifically, but like in the sense of like of a bigger object actually creaming into the Earth, causing a lot of that mass to be exposed outward, you know, forming over time our moon. That's what I was meaning about. Not literally like, oh, the moon just kind of traveled around from our solar system and came in here and just started orbiting around Earth. You know, not really. I don't think that's true. But the idea of rogue planets, rogue bodily objects, just kind of out there roaming around, doing their own thing. Very much so. That's definitely true. So why wouldn't we apply that for black holes, especially now that we have, for sure, proof of these things? Like, that to me is awesome. That's just awesome. Amazing. Too bad I don't have any Jesse Lee Peterson for you guys. I'd actually kind of wish I did. He's my favorite. I love him. I unironically love Jesse Lee Peterson. Anyway. End of this story, I suppose, now. So, we'll get off of this. And, I mean, there's two ones we got going on here. We got, like, retail apocalypse shit, and we got Texans putting women to death for, well, you know what? We'll talk about that. Because that one kind of gets my gears in a grind, you know what I mean? Especially on this debate. Because, well, let me smoke this real quick and we'll get right into it. How about that? Let's do it. All right. Well, oh, god dang it. Just brings me this story. I want this one. I love this. How hemp oil healed her pain. I wouldn't necessarily put healed, but I like how it's in quotations. Whatever. Not this story. This is the story. A Texas bill would make it possible to put women to death for having abortions. Hey, look at this, dude. Look at this picture. I'm sorry. You look like dorks. You look like dorks, dude. I'm sorry. Like, what is that, like, extended pedostache you have there, sir? What is this extended... Can we just look at this image? Can we just look... Oh, fuck, what did I do with it? Can we just look at this really quick? Oh, fuck, well, that just makes it smaller. Never mind. I tried to zoom in, and it just made it smaller. Whatever. Like, I want to, like, analyze it. Like, it's a good high-def picture of this. Okay, enough about going over his mustache. Whatever. It's whatever. I could care less about what he looks like. I think what's throwing me off is his hairstyle. Like, what the hell? Like, I think that's what's throwing me off, dude. I used to have that hairstyle, too, and I regret it. Not that I really had a choice at that time. But anyway, let's shut up about this dude. Let's get into, oh, man. His sign is, oh, man, we're just gonna go off on this guy right now. His sign, make unborn babies great again. I don't even know what that means. Like, let's just delve into that. Make unborn babies great again. Like, what, like, that would have to imply that, like, I'm confused. I'm just kind of I'm confused with the statement. I get what it is meant for, obviously. Duh. I mean, but just what? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, let's get into the article now. Jeez, men and women, young and old, native Texans and immigrants. They were whatever. I don't care. Ask lawmakers to protect life. Describing a, quote, genocide, oh my god, and foreseeing the arrival of God's wrath. Why should that even be taken seriously? Wow, we start the article off with men and women, young and old, native Texans and immigrants alike. They rose up and asked their lawmakers to protect life, describing the genocide that we are committing. And if we do not stop, God's wrath will strike us down with the utmost fire and fury. Man, this will definitely delve into a bigger argument later. But anyway, let's kind of get into this specifics. The act of public atonement they are seeking is What? Oh my God. Okay. The act of public atonement they are seeking is passage of a bill that will criminalize abortion without exception. So let's stop there really quick. Okay. Okay. They are seeking a seeking is a passage of a bill. Whoops. Passage of a bill that would criminalize abortion without exception. Let's break that down. Without exception. So, let's say that there is a life-threatening ailment or an issue that happens to the mother or even the baby. What if there is a terminal illness and the baby dies literally like seconds, or literally is dead on birth, essentially, or is dead within a couple days due to a terminal illness or a genetic defect or mutations in development within the womb? I would consider those exceptions to be like, that would probably not be good. And especially if it's already dead, like upon birth, that would probably mean there could be potential infections and bacteria that could potentially spread from that, because now you have dead or matter inside of you. And when you got something dead in you, chances are that's going to get infected. Like, people who are overweight suffer this problem when they lose a lot of weight excessively quickly over time, is that they'll get patches of their skin and shit, like where they'll eventually start rubbing against each other, whatever, that are like thick or whatever, over time they have to get this removed. If potentially, and this, I've even recently learned that this is common amongst people who are overweight, they can get like skin infections, essentially, where they get some dead skin tissue due to them losing a lot of weight and them having their body, reacting so quickly to it, where they can get an infection from that. And if not treated, or if they have a weakened immune system, could potentially kill them. So, strange little analogy to point out, but or at least a strange example in that sense. But it makes sense if you got like dead shit in you, chances are it's going to get infected, and you need to get that treated. So I would say there should probably be some exceptions just on that basis alone. So anyway, let's just keep. I mean, there's obviously more exceptions we can talk about, but let's keep. But I was just talking about some extreme cases, so let's keep going here, because I think even even if there is like laws on restricting abortion, as long as there's at least some specific exceptions for very specific cases, it wouldn't be as big of an issue for me. But this is a major fucking issue. And what do I mean by like restriction of abortion? Like, I would be okay with abortion being prohibited at a certain point where there's viability within the fetus being grown, being developed. And also, I would probably prohibit that at a certain point, like, especially after like the 6-month period, I would probably say maybe. And that goes, and that is if there is an exception like terminal illness, genetic defects, or mutations in development within the womb, et cetera, without these very specific cases. So there's, as we kind of go like less severe, my like middle ground kind of grows a little bit in that sense, I guess. But like, if someone is like pregnant like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I could give a fuck less if they had an abortion. And that shouldn't even be criminalized, because most women don't even realize they are pregnant until around that time. Like, most women are like, "Oh shit, I'm pregnant," and like, and go to the doctor, be like, "Hey, how far am I in?" "Oh, you're 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something," and they're like, "Oh fuck," I should like, and they'll either be like, "Well, okay, do I want the kid, or is there going to be some issues where maybe financially, emotionally, or I'm single right now, or for whatever issues they might need an abortion because they wouldn't be able to deal with having to raise a child on top of whatever issues they may be going, depending on that specific case and scenario." Anyway, and it makes it possible. Let's continue on here. And it makes it possible to convict women who undergo the procedure of homicide. Which can carry the death penalty in Texas, by the way. So, I know about some laws in Texas, and they are pretty death penalty happy. They're like there's some serious death urgeness going on in Texas. I won't lie. They got this weird thing about the death penalty that they are just in love with it. It's weird. They got a 3 strikes law, and they're not the only state that has this too. Where for I don't know if they have it for specific convictions or whatever, but they have a 3 strikes law. For example, if you've been caught with drugs, as an example, 3 times, that 3rd time is either life imprisonment or death penalty or life without parole, period. And you're never going to be let out at all, period. End of story. The 3rd time you're caught, you're done. That's it. You're just fucked. Your life is gone. You might as well just be dead. So Texas is fucked when it comes to their legal system. I actually am pretty shocked and, to be honest, outright disgusted at how Texas does their legal processes and their judicial system. And this is a perfect example of it. Like, I'm disgusted by this. Not because, like, oh, they're restricting women's rights or whatever. It's just like, it's not even that. They're going so far to make it a possibility that because a woman has, for whatever reasons, financially, emotional, mentally, or even physically, like they might die from it, or they're unable to raise the child themselves or whatever, or don't, or too young, or are raped, or is a product of incest, or is, for whatever fucking reason, they could be put to death for it. Just think that, like, that's just absolutely fucked up, you know? And, you know, like, in the long term, this law ain't gonna pass. It's gonna get challenged in federal court. It's gonna get slapped down like it should be. And I could be wrong, but usually when it comes to a lot of these abortion laws that are passed through most of these states, a lot of the times they're shut down and they're just slapped down. Not always, but sometimes. So especially for ones that are outrageous as this. Now, again, it's Texas. Anything's possible here. Let's just be fair. I want to say they're the worst for everything, but when it comes to their judicial system, they're the worst. I would argue they're the worst. And maybe Arizona is very close to second, but I'm still hedging my bets here. Still hedging my bets on this place. Anyway, I mean, it's just still, I'm still just like absolutely abhorrent about this because let's just think, like I'm not even thinking about like the precedent it sets. I'm thinking about like the premise you have to I'm trying to think of like the mental gymnastic of like how you can logically think about it, how this is okay. So first, let's just do it for the whole conservative idea. And make it possible to it makes it possible to convict women who undergo the procedure of homicide, because they think as soon. Here's the number one pro-life. Here's why a lot of pro-lifers are the way they are for the most part, because they believe as soon as the man has come inside of a woman, as soon as the act of sex is done, there's a third person in the room. You have just conceived a third living entity that is conscious and sentient just like you. They think this. Not everybody. Not everyone's pro-life, but a lot of the ones who are fundamentalists and extremists, and probably a good chunk of these bumbos, think that. Low-key, I think this guy does too. But, I mean, just like, well, maybe not this guy. But it's just like a lot of them think that maybe not the very second, but within like the next 3 days or like week, there will be a third person in that area after those two people have fucked and had sex. And if they do anything to intercede in that with like birth control or contraceptives or anything like that, you're committing a murder. They think this. So by their logic, which is delusional, because you're attempting to murder somebody, an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, they get to kill you. They get to have the attempt and have the option to try to murder you. That's what they think. And that's, one, just wrong, and two, morally questionable. And I'm not even a guy to be like, what about the morality argument? I'm not even that dude. I think this is the first time I've talked about that in this whole thing. And three, just delusional and just absurd, and we should be probably looking into your own psyche, if anything. Anyway, but like, it's just so stupid to think that, oh, we must, care about these unborn children and stuff because something life. But you never hear about them talk about, oh, what about them after life? Or what about after they're born? Like, are you going to say anything about those same unborn lives as soon as they're born, or are you suddenly going to shut the fuck up and like never like speak of it again? And chances are you're probably never going to speak of it again. I guarantee you, all of you are never going to speak of it again. Because you want to know why? Because you only really give a shit about, like, oh, I kind of care about, I'm in a relationship, and because I personally want children or something like that, I don't, and whoever I'm with, that gives me a greater chance of having that. So whoever I'm with, and if I love them enough, I want that kid with them, whether they want it or not. And it's just stupid. Like, because for me, at least, for me personally, like, abortion is kind of a tricky thing for me because, on one hand, I'm okay with it. In fact, I have no fucks given about it if they do it within, like, the first, like, 8 to 12 weeks. Because viability isn't within 12 to 16 weeks, or in between that amount of time. So I don't really give a shit in between that time. It's where I start getting a little weird about it is after that. Like when there's viability, where it's like, all right, well, now it's starting to become semi-independent, cognitive. But by that point, I still kind of view it under the discretion of the woman who's fucking carrying it, because it's her body, and it's her choice. Like my own personal views on it shouldn't matter, for a woman's choice in the issue. I care about the policy, and I think there should, be a perfect policy, not perfect, I hate that word, a good enough policy measure to allow women to either have children if they want it or if they don't. And after certain points, and as long as there's, nothing going wrong, there shouldn't be a reason to have an abortion after a certain point. Lest, again, there's specific, life-threatening injuries or injuries that could potentially happen, or both patients could die, or one of them could die, whatever happens, for those specific reasons and issues. But overall, I mean, this issue isn't a big deal to me, but I guess some people, and the thing is, like, why are these guys, why are the dudes all out here trying to make an argument for this? Like, it's just like, they're only doing this because they want, basically the idea is like to have their, fantasy idea of their, perfect family in a sense, and they don't want, abortion getting in the way of it, basically. That's kind of all they want. And they're just like, oh, I don't want, my potential partner to make that decision. That should be my decision. It's like, nah, you both can have a consensus and talk about it, but if there's going to be major conflict about that issue, chances are you two are not good for each other. So that's just a start for one. Like if you're going to have a major argument about like an abortion with your partner, and there's no consensus or an agreement as like, okay, we'll have a kid, or okay, we will not have a kid, or if we do happen to be pregnant or whatever, then have it put out for adoption, whatever. If you can't even come to some agreement, then chances are you're not going to be able to have a relationship, and you might want to just drop that. Anyway, I just kind of been going off and rambling, so let me go into some more of this article really quick and see what else it says, and we'll go into this other shit over here about the retail apocalypse. Anyway, the Act of Public... I already read that. The legislation of the brainchild is Tony Tinderholt. Oh my God, what a name, Tinderholt. A Republican from Arlington, Texas, who was placed under state protection because of death threats he received when he first introduced the bill in 2017. Okay, you shouldn't be... Okay, you shouldn't be, like, no one should be sending death threats because of this shit. You're not seeing me making death threats to these bimbos. You're not seeing me making death threats to a fucking lawmaker because he pushes it. He's fucking stupid, and I think he's delusional, and he's wrong, and he's pushing a stupid policy that, in a stupid bill that should be shut down and just slapped out and laughed off of the room. But he shouldn't be getting death threats. Fuck that. I mean, your name is ridiculous, and I mock the fuck out of you for that and this bill. But I'm, like, don't do that. This undermines the whole idea of being pro-life. Or being pro-choice, I guess. And it makes their argument more enforced. You're just enforcing the whole tribalistic argument of, like, oh, see, we're actually being pro-life. Because they're not pro-life. They're sending death threats. They want to kill the babies. They got a murderous urge. And they are serial killers and are genocidal maniacs. It's like, do you really want... Like, you're enforcing and confirming their own bias and argument when you do that. So... Don't send death threats. That's just, that's dumb. That's stupid. Anyway, the Air Force veteran who has been married 5 times. Okay. That's problematic. You're pushing an abortion law. And you're married 5 times, and you're one of these conservatives that... Oh, man. Man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I see where this is going. Argues that the measure is necessary to make women more personally responsible. Yeah, like being personally responsible for being raped and having a rape baby. Or being personally responsible for being raped by their uncle and having an incest baby. Yeah. There was a lot. They need to take up more personal responsibility for that. They should have just not. They should have just put themselves in that situation. They should have not have done that. Or maybe they shouldn't have the personal responsibility to have a little bit of free fun and, you know, let loose a little and, you know, have a good time with their partner or whatever, you know, and oops, forgot to wear the condom or something, or, you know, forgot to take the morning after pill or something, and oops, got a little pregnant. Oh, should probably get rid of this little mush mash in my this elastic gel of mush. He said Tuesday that his intention is to guarantee equal protection. Equal protection, my ass, for the life inside and outside the womb, quote unquote. What? 1, there isn't any life inside the womb, you dipshit, up until a certain point, and even then, that life is absolutely dependent on. It is absolutely dependent on the life of the mother. And you want to know what life is that it has to depend on other life for survival? They have a term for that, by the way. It's technically called a parasite. Not saying that babies or fetuses are parasites, but they kind of play that role a little bit because they need to, in order to survive up to a certain point. So then once they're big enough and developed enough to be at least surviving long enough to potentially grow and develop even further so they can be independent, you know, once they get birthed from that point, and then they have to be raised up to a certain amount of time, whatever they is, an animal, a baby, a kitten, puppy, whatever the fuck, you know, a baby life thing. And after a certain point, after being nurtured by their you know, like the other organisms around them that are, you know, identical to it genetically, and by its DNA, and then also by the environment around it, in the ecosystem, in its own ecosystem, and the other bio life around it that it eats or it sustains off of, and other life sustain off it, etc., etc. Then after a certain point, after more development, then it becomes independent and more of its own thing. It's a process. It's a biological process. So how about instead of putting things in absolutes, you take a little bit of complexity and nuance to biology, because that's what it is. That's what science is. Science is nuanced and complex. But your simple little conservative, like not even conservative, your pro-life religious mind won't even understand that because, oh, I guess we're doing a genocide and then God's wrath is going to rain down upon us because the voodoo magic man is angry that we did abortions. And by the way, in the very same fucking Bible that you're all going to quote, that I'm sure you, Tony Linderholt, you fucking goofy retarded-ass name, I'm sure you're going to be quoting the same fucking Bible as to why you're pro-life, but in the same damn book, it talks about how you should get an abortion for certain cases. Like, oh, if your wife is have an affair with against you and is cheating on you, you can give her bitter water, because if she's pregnant, then that bitter water will either do two things. One, give her a forced abortion and kill the baby inside because it's not your child. Or two, nothing will happen because the baby in the womb is your child. So, God, I guess, is okay with abortions sometimes. They're all right with abortions. And also, God, multiple times in the Bible has talked about destroying cities and have, like, laid waste to, done countless genocide and shit. So don't give me this bullshit that, we're all doing some weird genocide because we're pro-choice and or at least I am pro-choice in the sense of, like, hey, a woman should have the choice to have a decision if she wants to have a baby or not. So scary. And so wrong. Oh, God. Oh, no. He literally quotes God, or someone does. Some supporters see the issue in even more fateful terms. God's word says, "He who sheds man's blood by man, the civil government, his blood will be shed." What? He who sheds man's blood, so, committing murder by man, murder, his blood will be shed. So an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a murderer will be tried and convicted and put to death. So you're just taking a quote out of context like a dumb bitch. So, quoting the book of Genesis and asking lawmakers to repent with us. Oh my God, fuck off. Alright, I think I got the gist of this whole thing, and I think I've kind of delved a lot into this. I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but I won't. Alright, well, jeez. I'm going to need a little bit more of this Irish cream here. I've taken a few sips, but not enough. Ugh. Jeez, that was kind of rough. Man. Like, ugh. And I kind of rambled, and I feel like I talked in circles a few times through that, but I feel like I made, enough decent points to get the point across overall. But, I'm going to smoke another bowl real quick, too. Take a little second to kind of let the mind cool down after that. Jeez. But, man, actually one thing I didn't even know is this retail apocalypse thing. I kind of knew this is a thing, and I actually kind of have a philosophical discussion for the most part as to why. But I actually kind of wanted to look into it more, and there's actually way more to it than I thought. I actually kind of pulled up a Wikipedia about it, which I know Wikipedia is such a great place, but such a great place to source. But you know what? You know what? Fuck you guys. If anyone actually has a problem with me putting up Wikipedia, fuck you guys. Because honestly, Wikipedia is not that bad. It gives you the basic rundown of everything you need to know, and then it gives you like sources and shit you can go from there. And plus, this, like I said, it's like a basic rundown. It's not meant to be like the end-all be-all for this shit. When it comes to like looking up information. So if I want a quick rundown of some shit, I go to Wikipedia. I'm like, hey, what's a quick thing about this retail apocalypse? Oh, well, here it is. So if anyone has a problem, fuck you. A low key, it's a very passive and it's a positive like love fuck you. It's like a love you but fuck you type of thing. It's just like, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I know you're gonna do what you gotta do. So, it's all good. But fuck you. Anyway, I'm gonna get this bowl smoked real quick. Get it actually loaded. But, man, wow. 44 minutes recording? Damn. Man, wow, I didn't talk as long as I thought I did. Only 30 minutes out, last one. Okay. Okay. Not bad, not bad. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Wow. I thought it'd be like an hour or something like that by now. Wow. All right. Cool. Cool. Whipping through these a little quicker. Nice. Good shit. All right. Now I got this loaded up again. Hell yeah. Damn, that got me kind of positive now a little bit. Damn. No, the optimism in me is out. Shit. And the pessimist in me needs to be in it for this one. Like, the pessimist needs to be here for this story. Jeez. Wow, I got my mood all flipped. I kind of had God dang it! I should have had all the good stories last or something. Damn it! I should have had the Blackhole story last. Get all excited and talk about like the science and advancements and that shit, and be like, hey, you know, this is just a step of like how we can start beginning to, get more advanced computer like technology and photo synchronization and shit of like our own galaxies, and get more pictures of black holes and all that blah 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 blah. I could have just went off. But now I'm just like, yeah, that's just kind of, pretty cool. Pretty cool shit, It's pretty fascinating. Anyway, but here's something about some fucked up people and how, these people are dumb because they're both dead. It's just like, oh my goodness. Jeez, I had everything flipped. Everything flipped. Jeez. Alright, there's my torch. Alright. Well, I don't even really need this up quite yet. Let's get me up here. There we go. Gotta get my shades all fixed up after that. Hold up. I don't even know why I got, like my shades for him over here are, like, partially down. Like, hold up. What the fuck am I looking at? But over here, I just have them just kind of, there. I don't know. Should I have them both below the eyes? Just be, like, kind of looking down, kind of doing the eye piercing just right above the lens? Or should we just have them both like that? Yeah, I'm thinking that should probably... Can I do that right now? Yes. Yes. Move it. No. No. Oh, fuck. No, I think I fucked it up. Yeah, I think I done fucked up. Oops. No. Oh, no. I done fucked up. Oh, great. Hold on. Oh, man. Why did I do this? I should have left it alone. Why did I... God damn it. All right. Well. Nope. Don't move that way. Nope, not that way. Move this way. Yep. There. Let me move it to the... That's good right there, I think. Yeah. All right. I'm not touching that ever again. I'm not touching that ever again. Jesus. Man, why did I do that? Man, that was just like 1 minute wasted. I could have smoked a bowl. Instead, I fucked with my glasses. Smart. Smart, Ignar. Smart move. Smart to do that in the middle of a show. Man, I can't wait to do these live. This will be more fun when doing it live. Because for this, I can have you guys on the side over there. Alright. Well, oh shit, let me fix that. Bwah. Boom. Alright. So, let's get into the retail apocalypse, which is far from over, as analysts predict 75,000 more store enclosures. So, let's break down the headline real quick. I'm sure you guys were looking at it for quite a while now. But let's break down the headline a little bit. So what are some reasons? Let's just think of some quick reasons, just some hypotheticals as to why this could be happening. So what comes to me personally in my mind is buying the competition, automation, and also online shopping. Those are the three main things that I think of. Not in that order, but those are like the main things I think of. Because shopping online, like Amazon, eBay, Craigslist even, those are like the number one places where people go to like buy shit online. Pretty much on Amazon for the most part. But you can buy them anywhere. Like you could go to some website and buy some merch like Teespring or something like that. There's there's all sorts of places where you can go and shop online for clothes, accessories, appliances, all pretty much anything you could put your mind to. You could probably find it online and you could buy it. So that's becoming more prevalent. Automation is becoming more of a thing. So the need for more stores isn't as necessary because I would think with that because you wouldn't need. Well, I don't know. Like automation is kind of a mixture because I feel like because I realized what I was about to say is going to totally kind of contradict the idea because if you have automation, you can actually have more stores because you wouldn't need workers to also pay as well on top of maintaining the shops themselves. You would be able to have a little bit more funds over time because you wouldn't, depending on the automated equipment being used and how much maintenance is needed. You wouldn't need to invest as much into that compared to a big workforce that you would need. You would just only need a smaller one to maintain the administration, accounting, financial stuff, which even at that point, or financial balancing is things like that for the company. Like even those things will start being automated too, even over time. But things like maintenance crews to maintain stuff and clean up the shop, of course, and things like that. Basic services, will probably still be needed, but for the most part, you won't need as big of a workforce to maintain with. But I think ways automation could probably potentially make it worse is because people can go to a place that's a lot more accessible and quicker to get what you're needing because there's not the complexity of having to talk to a person and having to deal with social bullshit, potential squabbles and scruples and shit like that. Someone having a bad day and they suddenly explode on you for some reason, if you're a worker, or vice versa even, you just happen to talk to that worker the wrong way and, just enough bullshit built up and they explode on you or something. Anything can happen. And people don't like dealing with that, so they're probably going to be like, oh, well, I can go grab, this awesome, amazing little burger at this place, but it's all automated. I don't have to deal with anybody. It's just made all instantly and tastes good and it's not bad. And, hey, I'm just going to go over there. It's a lot cheaper than this place. So, the more demand for shops that are a little bit more automated over time could potentially cause an effect on that. But I think with automation, it's still a very big, 50-50. But I still, at the end of the day, think, and I think it's necessary to make sure there are policies in place to accommodate for that. But that's a different topic for a different story. But another one is buying the competition, and actually, even not even getting deep into the retail apocalypse in itself, I decided to look it up really quick because I was kind of confused about it. I was like, what's the? I know about it, but I wanted to kind of learn a little more about it. So I kind of, just did a quick branch through, but I kind of looked over here. Uninfected retailers. And this kind of put a little, This gave me a little, in my mind. Because, we got, here's all these different companies, but a lot of them stick out to me. So let's just name some. We got Aldi, which is a German-based, or German family-owned. There's Dick's Sporting Goods. There's Costco Wholesale. There's Build-A-Bear Workshop. There's Dollar Tree and Dollar General, or the Family Dollar. There's Target. There's Walmart. We got some pretty big names up here. And these are unaffected. So, here's what they say. Like for Walmart, since they're so big, opened 89 stores in 2017 and will open more in 2018. No exact target was disclosed as of April 2018. So, stuff from last year, but they're growing. So why is that? So why do we have all this? That's just one example. I mean, there's Hobby Lobby opening 60 new locations, Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Why are they growing? Well, let's kind of look into the automation argument I was talking about earlier about, people are going to – you still got a lot of social bullshit I was talking about, but let's kind of look at it in a different factor. Price. Dollar General and Dollar Tree, pretty much everything is a fucking dollar. Pretty much everything's $1 or less. I don't think I've ever have found anything more than $1 at Dollar Tree or Dollar General or whatever. Over in the Pacific Northwest, we have Dollar Tree. I'm sure it's Dollar General elsewhere, but we have Dollar Tree, and I've never, ever have seen anything more than $1. And they sell pretty much similar shit that as a grocery store would sell, but it's just cheap as fuck. So there's a lot of preservatives, there's a lot of bullshit in it, and there's a lot of stuff that ain't really good, in the product itself. But most people don't give a fuck when they're poor as shit and all they can afford is Dollar Tree. Same things with Walmart. Because Walmart has, they don't do just grocery stores. They have clothes. Yeah, they have just pretty much anything you need, like appliances, electrical equipment. Some Walmarts have fucking guns and, that you can buy, which, it's a little like, okay, that's a little concerning. But whatever, I don't really care. I think, there should be specific gun shops, but I don't think a Walmart should be selling them, but whatever. That's, again, a conversation for another time. But, Walmart's pretty much sell whatever you could fucking find and need, depending on the specific Walmart, because I know I got 2 of them near me. One of them is specifically a grocery store, and another one is just a general run-of-the-mill. And the grocery one specific has just mostly groceries and, some appliances, too, for stuff like that, for kitchens and things of that nature. But nothing else much beyond that, really. Just some basic, goods. But the general one has pretty much everything else, minus guns. But, so you got a big, huge, giant chain by the Walton family. That is also one of the richest in America, by the way. That is gobbling up all these different stores, and a lot of these are probably mom and pop shops too, even. Oh well, I haven't even looked into the article that much yet either. So, we could find out a little bit about it with at least the 75 specific. But when the whole basic of or the whole big general thing about the retail apocalypse in itself is. I feel like there's different factors, and it says factors here. Let's kind of see what it says here. Main factor side is closing retail stores and retail boxes, shift of consumer habits towards online shopping. That's, I think, if I had to say the number one, it would be that. If I had to put, the biggest factor, it would be online shopping, but if we took that out of the equation, it would be a lot of, Walmart buying off, a lot of these different smaller shops and making them foreclose, or just because they're able to buy off a lot on the market, essentially, then people, lose enough of their business to where they can't afford to keep it up anymore. And holiday sales for e-commerce were reported increasing by 11% for 2016, compared with 2015 by Adobe Digital Insights, with Slice Intelligence reported an even more generous 20% increase. Comparatively, brick-and-mortar stores saw an overall increase of only 1.6%, with physical department stores experiencing a 4.8% decline. Another factor is oversupply of malls. Really? As the growth rate of malls between 1970 and 2015 was over twice the growth rate of the population. Jeez. In 2004, I didn't even know that. Wow. Let me look this up. I'm looking that up. Where is that? Oh, right here. Let's look this up. Let's see what this is about. Wow. Black screen. Advertisement screen. A weird thumb man. Go away. Oh, my God. I can't get rid of you. I can get rid of you that way. How about that? America's vast swaths of retail space has become a burden in the age of e-commerce. Yeah, I want to hear about this. If we're talking to retail Pakistan, the suffering is most concentrated in brick-and-mortar retailers, particularly in when the online costs an amount of physical retail space, more shopping began to take place. American retail is in serious need of a diet in 2017 is forcing on one. Okay. The size of the issues become clear when comparing the square footage of retail space available for lease, both used and unused, per person in the U.S. and to other countries. In 2015, most of the recent year with comparable data available, the U.S. has about 23.6 square foot of retail space per person available, according to estimates from PwC, as the Financial Times reported. Paywall. That's more than twice the amount in Australia, roughly 5 times that of the UK and other European countries. Jeez. Retail floor space available per person. Damn. So, if I'm reading that correctly, get out of here. Yeah, but what I'm getting from this is that basically, like, how much, like, so here's like, here's like 23 feet. That's for one person to basically kind of like explore them all in. While, like, basically, like, so if I'm getting this correctly, that's the part of that. And then however many, square footages is to a mall, that's basically how many people are, I guess, essentially supposed to hold in that mall, given the amount of stores and the amount of, like, free space on top of that, if I'm reading that correctly. The retail environment is different. So, it's a little bit of a kind of a brain stirrer because it's just kind of slightly confusing to me, but I think I understand what it's talking about. It's just like available floor space, per person, and we have a lot more floor space, per person compared to like Australia or the UK or something like that. And that makes sense. And also, I think part of that is I don't think it's not just, there's just, like, this is kind of a good example, I guess you can say. Like, you got this one person here, and there's just a lot of fucking space, right? Well, I think a lot of that is, they're trying to say is that, like, malls in, like, the UK and Australia even are smaller. Like, they're not as vast as this and not so expansive, and also they're not, they're more condensed, and or there's at least more shops that they can browse from. So there's so instead of being like maybe like one shop here and then there's like one shop right there and then there's like one shop right there, one shop there, like, in the UK or somewhere like that, for example, you're like shop there, shop there, shop there, shop there, shop there, shop there, like, shop here, shop there, shop everywhere, like there'll be like multiple different little communal little businesses going on. If I'm reading this correctly, I could be misinterpreting it, but if I am, someone let me know, because it is definitely a very interesting thing to kind of consider. But that's not exactly what I was looking at. I want to look at this. Analysts predict that e-commerce penetration is set to reach 25% over the next 7 years, forcing retailers to shut down thousands of stores. Damn. So a lot of this does definitely have to do with online shopping, I think, and a lot of that probably, is not even just Walmart, but Amazon. Where the fuck are they up here? They're not even in here. Yeah, bullshit, they're not up in here. Affected retailers. Yep. I definitely know about Payless, though. There's like 3 of them near me, and within like the last 5 years, they don't exist. None of them are around, so they're definitely gone. They're going out of business 2019. Yep. They're gone. They're definitely gone. Anyway, yeah, Amazon ain't in here. I know there has to be, though. I know it has to be. Has to. Oh, here we go. June 2018, Seeking Alpha wrote 90% of purchases are still made in stores, and except for Amazon, top 10 retailers are brick-and-mortar operators in order. They are Walmart, Kroger, Costco, Home Depot, CVS, Walgreens, Amazon, Target, Lowe's, and Albertsons. Huh? Wait. In June 2018, Seeking Alpha wrote that 90% of purchases are still made in stores, and except for Amazon, the top 10 retailers are brick-and-mortar operators. In order, they are Walmart, Kroger, Costco, Home Depot, CVS, Walgreens, Huh? Like, huh? unless there's a different Amazon and they put .com on the end of theirs to differentiate themselves from Amazon, I'm confused. Target, Lowe's, and Albertsons. But by the way, Albertsons and Kroger are an affiliate to a whole bigger firm. There's a whole big thing about that. But man, let's actually really argue. We calculate that for every 100 BP increase in e-commerce penetration, 8,000 to 850 retail establishments would need to close in order to maintain 2% increase in sales per store. Cover rising costs such as wages. Damn. So a lot of these stores are just like, hey, we are unable to like deal with the wages on top of e-commerce. Like it seems like there's just a lot of different factors get played in this, but it's just like, damn. I mean, for me, like, I don't know, I think this is just something that's just, what the fuck? Why is this here? Get out of here. I don't want you. This is offensive. It's just offensive. Get out of here. Whatever. I can't just, what the fuck? Anyway, what was I even saying? Jesus Christ. Whatever that was just offended me, and just like, it didn't even offend me. I was just like, I didn't realize that was an option. I'm just going to use that. It's still there. But I mean, I don't know if I remember now. I don't solution. But I don't know if there is a solution to trying to absolve this problem. To be honest, I'm just kind of thinking about it, and I just don't know if there is. I think this is just something that, due to the consequence of the internet, of e-commerce, and just the increasing interest of wanting to just have easier access, or at least easier time getting what you want, in a sense of like, hey, I want to grab this thing. Well, I can grab it online. It'll be here within a day or two. All right, click, purchase. Wait a few days. Oh, it's here. Like, instead of having to like go through some big whole process of like, oh, I want to go and go grab my car. I gotta go out and go to the shop. I have to go find the damn thing. I gotta do that. It's just like, either way, people will want the easiest way, to do what they're, intending to do, in a sense of like, hey, how do we have the easiest route possible for, getting what we need? Which, hey, I'm not against that. I'm not even necessarily against that. Like, if you can find something that you're looking for particularly online and within like a minute or two, and you can get it, fuck yeah. By all means, that's awesome. And that's amazing. It's amazing. But I think what should at least be done is like, I would argue probably a policy to help have like a program to help subsidize people that are unemployed due to this. Due to these mass closings of stores and and businesses closing down. Like, I'd be open to an idea like that, but or something like that. But I think this is just, I think, a consequence of just the times, in this sense. A lot of it is very negative due to the current paradigm with the exploitation with big corporations like Walmart, and bigger factors like that, like Amazon too, as well, and and also with the whole stock market as well, even how that's used as a ploy. It's like, oh, how do you see how the economy's good, even though actual people are still fucked? Like, at the end of the day, this is still very negative. But and there are definitely ways to help try to make this not so negative, and probably make it even like something that's like something to embrace. But right now, in the current system and its current paradigm, this is something we should definitely be worried about. Not because that it in itself is happening, but because there's nothing in place to soften the blow for us, to soften the blow for the people, for the people that rely on just making their living, you know, working at one of these places, or, you know, just, you know, making their basic living off off a shop, or, you know, off some random little business like in this mall or some shit. Well, what used to be this mall or whatever. But I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of fucking hurt that people are going through in this country already, and this would probably, I don't know, like, to be honest, I don't know how much you know, hurt, you know, fucking Americans want to take, you know, until they, you know, decide to say fuck that. But this will just put a fuck lot more, unless we have like something in place to help deal, you know, with people who will be unemployed, and the businesses, and the lots, and the property that, you know, is going to be just open for lease. Essentially, there's going to be a lot of different things that will need to be done, essentially, for this type of issue. So, yeah, I mean, not too much else that I can really think of on this point. So I'll just kind of leave. Well, had a person just invaded me. A good day. Got invaded. I was invaded!
I'll go with the Pink Panther thing. Maybe you're too young to remember that. And I'm really happy about
What?
no ants. No ants.
The Pink Panther.
No ants.
I know the Pink Panther thing. What is this nonsense?
No ants.
I know the Pink Panther thing. What nonsense is that? Don't. Yeah, like, come on. How? What is this heresy? My dad just claimed I don't know the Pink Panther thing. Oh my god.
That's from the 60s. You weren't alive in the 60s.
Well, don't we have like some?
I was a little back in the 60s.
Don't we have like like a whole collection or something of that, of the Pink Panther or something, like a DVD? Yeah.
Somewhere.
That's how I know it. I watched that shit so like.
I got that for you.
I watched that shit literally. Like, I binged that like at least all day. I know a couple of times as a kid. Like, I definitely know. Oh my god.
Pink Panther was one of my favorites. And what don't they have in the Pink Panther that they have in all of the cartoons?
Oh man. What did they?
Only one time. What happens?
Oh no. Oh man. He's giving me this. Oh. What happens in the Pink Panther?
What does the Pink Panther never do?
What does he never do? Oh my. Break the fourth wall? I don't know.
He never speaks.
Oh. So he's the so he's a silent character. Silent one. Okay.
Yeah. No one ever speaks.
Oh, it's just a silent character. Okay.
They're all
I thought there was at least a few. I thought there's
only one, and I've never seen it even in that collection. I got you. He only says one thing in the entire episodes of the Pink Panther. He's just like, why can't men be more like animals? Very
just like
British and
why can't men be more like animals?
yeah, pretty much exactly like that.
Damn, Pink Panther going philosophical on us.
That's the only thing he ever says.
Damn, the one time he says something and it's just like, hey, gonna lay philosophically deep on you, and I'm out. Mic drop. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, pretty much. That was one of the last. It was with the.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
so
that little dude. I remember that little guy.
It was a Noah's Ark thing, and the little
Yeah.
nose guy was Noah. And the Pink Panther was on his case constantly. And he walks away from Noah's Ark, and he's just like, why can't men be more like animals? And he walks away, and just like, dude, it's Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up a little picture. Boom.
Yeah, I guess they probably have it on.
God dang it. Let me just put view image as. There we go. Better. Boom.
Not that guy.
Not that dude?
They never. Those guys never appear together in the same cartoon.
Oh. So that's just incorrect. Get out of here then. You're fake news.
That's Inspector Clouseau.
Oh. Well, what the hell is he doing in it? Someone just decided to Photoshop like that dumb.
They were always together.
Yeah.
In the same cartoon, and you get like 2 Pink Panthers and 1 of Inspector.
What
Clouseau.
the hell? I'm not even gonna. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask what's going on there. Some of the. Hold on, I gotta find like.
There's lots of.
Here, let me like find a.
Yeah, it's not on that collection of discs, but there's only one time.
Oh damn! This must be like an old like drawing that someone was doing up of it. Oh my god! Is that
There's only one time
Fritz Fairling?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Wow, this is like an original. Oh my god! This dude, I could buy this. I could buy this. Oh damn, fam! Didn't even know that. Wow, that's pretty legit.
He was in pretty much every Pink Panther. Oh, I love the caveman.
Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
There, that's a good picture. Here, we'll use this. We'll just. Oh, that's so small. Such a small one.
Yeah, he was. It was just there. He was the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, go down.
Is that? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, the big nose guy.
Boom. There we go. Yeah. I don't think I've seen this episode, but I don't think I've seen any episodes with this guy. I mean,
He's in every episode.
Really? Man, he must have just been blocked out of my memory because I'm not like remembering him.
The caveman, where they started pushing the big square rock.
Hmm.
That's a classic one, and then they carve it into a circle.
Oh. You could probably find that.
And they end up through the whole cartoon running back and forth.
You could probably find that one. Let me.
We got it on DVD.
What would be the name of that episode?
And I'm pretty sure that's like the last Pink Panther where you actually saw something. And that guy was
Hold
Noah.
up.
And Pink Panther walked away from the Ark.
No.
Try Pink Panther Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
Cartoon
here.
Noah's Ark.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there actually is something on there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, in Sync Pink.
I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah, Pink Panther walked away.
Let's see. Oh, hold up. Let me pull it up on the. We'll get the viewing screens. There we go. Well, yeah, that worked. Just full screen.
This'll be the biggest roundup in history.
Oh, well, it says something. I like I just suddenly turned into a cinema thing, but we're just watching Pink Panther.
This is like shooting fish in a bathtub.
Wow, this is definitely a total reference to, yeah.
Well, I reckon I got them all. Let's see. Black Panthers, check. Brown
Just
Panthers,
one?
check.
I love how there's just
Pink
one.
Panthers, yeah. Pink Panthers? How come I didn't get a pink panther? Pink fur. Nora would just love pink fur in her powder room. Man,
One thing I really also
that's
don't like about the
status.
Noah's Ark stories is like, how do you get like lions, polar bears, giraffes, and all these other animals to not kill each other and shit? Ooh.
But Goanna, the Pink Panther is taboo in this country.
I don't care what his name is.
I know, it's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, what?
There's his
You're
footy
gonna hunt and
strips.
kill it and put it as a
Come
pet?
back, you miserable coward! Oh, who needs him? Oh, I've treed the varmint. All right, come down, critter, or I'll
Oh,
blast
the
that
classic.
bird clean off in your
He's
car.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna
I'll
walk off
blast
now.
him even if he does come down. I didn't know
I bet
those
there's so
critters
many
buzzed
videos of
when
people
they got
actually
shot.
shooting nests. It's pretty bad. At least he was spared. And it's still,
That
and it's still
critter is
got you.
doomed this
Oh
time.
man. Oh, I do too.
Well,
Oh my
well,
god.
A native elevator.
Demons. That's what they are. Hive.
A gorilla.
It's
He's a
gorilla.
big
Oh, it's gorilla.
He just about
It's
fits my
gorilla.
living
Oh,
room.
no.
128 by 9. He just might do it. Here, make yourself useful. Hold the end of this tape. Let's see. 7, 8, 9 feet. 15, 25, 46, 75, 90, 124, 178, 193.
Doesn't realize.
Man, that's a mighty big gorilla even by Texas standards.
Okay.
Well, what do you know? He's headed right for the Ark. He's as dumb as the rest of them. This is the only way to hunt. Now, where'd he go? He couldn't have gone through the bridge. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. The cigarette. I forgot what it was specifically called. Well, you're done.
No stupid animal's gonna keep me off my Ark.
What?
Open that door. You don't open
Finally
that door,
gets up
I'll
there.
make my own door.
What? At the bottom? Why? What? You could have just cut one off the side. What?
Better open that
And now
Ark,
he's just gonna-
or I'll
he's
blast
just-
it open.
Now he's just subverting his whole
It happened.
plan. All assholes.
It's
that's
raining.
going- I
I'll
thought
drown.
that's not all assholes going outside.
You can have all
Yeah,
your
I thought
animals
that's
if you
what
give
it-
me
I
back
thought it
my
said
Ark.
has-
Please give me back my Ark.
I was initially doing a bit recording, but now we're just derailed into this.
Ooh, I'm safe. I'm safe. Now they'll all drown, and I'll
no.
be safe.
Why can't man be more like animals?
Yep. Damn. Damn, there's actually a lot for me to like think about on that one a little bit. That was intense.
All the episodes, that's the only time he ever says anything.
Damn. This was common.
They had another Pink Panther comic, you know, when I was older that he talked all the time. But
Yeah.
The original, that was the last one, and
What?
that's the last thing. That's the only thing he said. Why
Huh.
can't man be more like animals?
More like animals. Oh, what the hell was that?
That's the only thing ever since until they came out with the other
Yeah.
cartoon, you know, which was just like
What the hell, up?
just cheesy bullcrap, you know.
Right. How in the hell did it get right? Boom. Did it like not show any of that? Oh no, did it? Yeah, I'll pull that up real quick and do it like that. Huh. Weird. I hope it showed the rest of that. Anyway, whatever. Alright, well, we had a little fun aside with that, but hopefully you guys got a chance to see any of that. But, oh well, I guess I'll find out later after I end this. So anyway, looks like I'll wrap it up. So, peace out everybody, and I'll see y'all in the next video.